Welcome back to our next week of 365 Adventures Cthulhu 1926. It is Monday the 16th. Right here, it is also a snow day. We got about 12 to 14 inches of snow overnight, and I am just sitting here. So let's take a look. We need a magnifying glass 11 or 8, a flashlight 13, 9, or 14, and a revolver 9. So here we go. First roll of the week. I could pick up the dice. Okay. Roll number 1. We have a magnifying glass and a revolver. A 1, 5, and we'll re-roll the 3 and the 1. Roll number 2. We'll re-roll the 3 and the 2. And roll number 3. And we have a 9 and some madness. Okay, can we mark anything off? We can. We can mark off the 9 revolver. And we will pick up one more madness. We're getting close. And there you go. Monday, March 16th. Be back tomorrow. All right, back for more 365 Adventures Cthulhu 1926. The last time we recorded, it was the 16th. And so we have 5 more rolls for that week. We're actually going to be finishing out the month of March. Just going to get right into it. The first roll for the 17th, which for this week, we only need flashlights and magnifying glasses. So let's get into the first roll for the 17th. Sorry if my cat gets in the shot. He's being needy. We have a magnifying glass, so we'll keep that. Get rid of the 1 and the revolver. We'll keep the 5 and get rid of the 3. Roll number 2. That is a 14 magnifying glass, and our highest magnifying glass is an 11, so we will take that. So we will mark that off for the 17th. Move on to the 18th. Still magnifying glasses and flashlights. 8, 9, 14, and 13. So we got a flashlight this time. That's good. We'll get rid of the revolver, the Cthulhu, the 2, and we'll keep the 4. Sorry about the lighting. It's raining and cloudy. And roll number 2 for the 18th. Another flashlight and a 4. Roll number 3 for the 18th. All right. So we got 11 flashlight, so we can only cross off the 9. The other 2 are too much. That's still 3. So the first roll for the 19th, still looking for flashlights and magnifying glasses. And that's an 8, a 13, and a 14 is what we need now. Roll number 1 for the 19th. We got a magnifying glass. We'll keep the 4, get rid of the 3, the 2, and the revolver. Roll number 2 for the 19th. That is more than enough to get our last magnifying glass. So we will go ahead and cross off the 8 magnifying glass. And move on to the rolls for the 20th. In which we now only need flashlights and a 13 and a 14. So roll number 1 for the 20th. We got the flashlight. We'll keep the 9. Roll the other 2. Well, actually, we don't need to roll the light green one. We'll just roll the 1. Nope. And one last for the 20th. And we got 13, which is just enough to mark off the lowest. So for the 21st, we need flashlight 14 to get anything, basically. That's all we get. We don't have a flashlight. Oh, that is the crappiest roll I have seen in a while. Roll number 2 for the 21st. We'll keep the 5 and re-roll everything else, which isn't really helping. And the last roll to see if we get anything. We got a flashlight, but only a 13. So we don't get to mark anything off for the 21st. And we move on to the 22nd climactic event. We do have 4 madness, so we're good here. So we only need a flashlight and a 15, which not the best, since we couldn't get a flashlight and 14 the last time. And we still haven't used either of our books, but we need to roll a Cthulhu for that. Okay, so we need flashlight 15, so 3 5s and a flashlight, or Cthulhu, and 2 5s. We have a 5, we'll keep that. Re-roll everything else. 3 5s and a flashlight. Holy crap, never would have thought. So we do get to mark off the 15th. That is 10 points so far. You can't see that. 10 points so far for this month. So bonus. And we will move right on to the 23rd now. So this week we have all 3 revolver, magnifying glass, and flashlights, and anything from 11s, because we don't have 6. We only have 4 madness. So 7, 9, 11, and 13. That is what we need. Roll number 1 for the 23rd. We will keep the revolver and the magnifying glass and get rid of everything else. We'll keep the 4, and for our last roll, oh, there we go. 13. What do we want to mark off? We could take this, which is the highest, so we will go ahead and do that. It's going to be the hardest to get. So the 24th, we are now still with all 3 symbols, but our highest we need is an 11. So roll number 1 for the 24th. We have revolvers, a 5 and a 4. We'll keep that. We'll re-roll the other 2. Roll number 2. We now have revolver and a flashlight. Do I re-roll again? We could mark off the lowest flashlight, but we'll re-roll. We'll go for it. We still got it. So we only have a 10, which we cannot do the revolver because we need an 11. So our flashlight will have to do the 7 because the other 2 are 11s. So mark that off and go on to our first roll for the 25th. We have a flashlight and a magnifying glass. We will keep both. We'll re-roll all the numbers. 2. We will re-roll all the numbers. And 3. 4, 5, 6, 7. That is not enough for anything. 9, 11, 11, and 11. So nothing for the 25th. Move on to the first roll of the 26th. We'll keep the revolver and the flashlight. We'll keep the 5. Roll number 2. Keep the 5. Nothing is higher than an 11, and since we have a 12, we'll stop here. And I think we'll get rid of one of the flashlights so it leaves more options for us, with leaving one of each of the symbols. And on to the 27th, roll number 1. We'll keep the flashlight and the revolver. We'll keep the 4 and the 5. Re-roll our Cthulhu. Re-roll that. Alright, we can take out one of the 11s. Either the flashlight or the revolver. Let's go ahead and take out the revolver just for the fun of it. And our last roll day of the week, we need a magnifying glass and or a flashlight, a 9 or an 11. Roll number 1. And what, that, again, crap roll. Second time we've seen that in this video. 2. We got magnifying glass and a 5. Our magnifying glass is a 9. 8, 9, 10. We'll just take it. We'll cross up the magnifying glass. And there we go. Oh, and I did this one. We got 15, but it would have been 10 that we needed. Anyway, so 17 minus 5, 12. We need a 12 flashlight for our climactic event for the 29th. Here we go, roll number 1. Did not get flashlights. We'll re-roll that. Roll number 2. We'll keep 8 and go for roll number 3. We did not get the flashlight, so we do not get that. So for March, we get 10 points. So added on to the 10 points that we already have, we'll roll into April with 20 points. Unless we get 4 madness in the next 2 days, which we will be rolling right now. And we do still have our 2 grimoires that we can use for the month. But let's go into the 30th. And this week we need a flashlight and a revolver, an 8 or a 10. So here we go, roll 1 for the 30th. We got revolver. We'll keep the 4. We'll re-roll the double revolver and the 3 and the 1. Roll number 2. We'll re-roll that. Will we? No, we'll keep the 10. We'll re-roll this. And we only get to take out the revolver. That's fine. So on our last day, the 31st for the month, we need flashlight 8. Roll 1. We got our flashlight. And we will re-roll that. well, we don't need to re-roll this. We can keep that. Re-roll all the numbers. 7, 9. So we got it. That's 2 for that, and that is the month of March. All done. We'll be leaving March with 10 more points. So that's a total of 20 because we had 20 coming into, or 10 coming into March. So we have now, we'll just 20. We didn't use any grimoires, and we only had 4 madness. And that's that for this video. And the next one will start April.